I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favourite video on Big Red Ramble.
Yay! You even got the name of the website wrong.
No, I said on Big Red Ramble, because that's what we're doing, the Big Red Ramble in Mass Effect 3 demo.
Who the devil are you, anyway?
I am Tudor.
Hello, Tudor.
Hello, who are you?
Hello, Tudor.
I'm Dan.
And I heard another voice. Who was that?
That was Kev.
Hello,
I'm
Kev.
here to...
Hello,
I want to
Kev.
mask your effect.
Hello, Kev.
Oh,
3.
Hello,
you're going to do
Kev.
it 3 times to me, though.
Yeah. I'm going to affect your mass.
How come
3
we
times.
take Earth back later than North America? I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
wrong.
annoyed at that, because Mass Effect 2 was a same-day release. Why isn't Mass Effect 3... God damn it.
Look at Liara there showing off her fine breasticles with that pose.
Yeah, I think they've really amped up her breasticles in this game. I think Ashley's the same if you actually get to see Ashley instead of Caden.
I think we do later on in this demo. So which one are you going to go for? The choices: action, role-playing, story.
I like it quite classic. I haven't used it any other way other than role-playing, because I don't want to dive just into story and I don't want to dive just into action, so I want a bit of both.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, although I think combat controls are improved, I still don't think it's solid enough to just go for the shooter option myself in Mass Effect. But I quite like all of... I mean, presumably some of this will be dealt with the character import, which you can't do in the demo, but we'll be able to do in Mass Effect 3. But I was certainly impressed by the huge number of options you got for customising your character. I thought it was most awesome.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like doing with Shepard is changing his face, because unless you want to spend hours trying to get it absolutely right, he's always going to come out fugly.
Yeah, he
No.
does. If you design Shepard yourself, he does look like the product of cousins marrying, quite
No,
frankly.
but it's great. I've stuck with a mutated Shepard since the beginning. It's amazing.
Oh,
because
God.
that means that even the ugly dude can save the galaxy.
Yeah, you see, but or presumably all these dudes are ugly because they're making them wear helmets. You are too ugly to be seen on
Helmet's
camera in
on a
the Alliance.
spaceship that has oxygen and environment.
Yeah, so the only thing is they must be really, really ugly, surely. There's our planet. Stuff's going to go badly wrong.
Go Earth!
In 2157, humanity discovered it was not alone in the universe. I can't be... My throat will hurt if I do the
I was
rest
going to
of
say,
that.
please carry that on.
Yeah, that was going well. We could have sold that to BioWare. You could have been an announcer on the
And
next
now, the fate of the galaxy depends on Ham. Oh, him. Sorry.
On how
The script was a bit smudged there, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Bird and Matthews has more stake in the end of the universe than we'd like.
Okay, maybe we should actually talk about this game.
Yes.
Because I know Kev hasn't played it because he doesn't want to spoil it for himself. Even
I
though
must
he's
say, I
watching
did
this.
slightly roll my eyes at that rather hammily done kid with a toy, and then thinking, oh, it's a real thing, and it's a kid with a toy, and you instantly know the child is going to die as soon as you see
spoiler
that.
alert!
No, well, he may or may not die. He didn't die in my playthrough.
Commander.
Really?
Yeah.
Not supposed to call me
Oh, okay.
James. Not supposed
Interesting.
to salute you either.
These things happen in Mass Effect.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't... Honestly, I've done it the same way every single time, so I haven't actually gotten to a part where he doesn't die.
Doing
Spoiler
multiple
alert.
choice RPGs right there, Tudor. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the long short of this is, you are Shepard, you're on Earth. I'm not quite sure what you're doing in an Alliance base, because it was rather left up in the air what the dealio was with you and Cerberus at the end of Mass Effect 2.
If you bought the Arrival DLC in Mass Effect 2, you'll know... you'll have a very good idea why Shepard's on Earth. It kind of comes from the fact that he decided to blow up a mass relay, which killed a lot of
something
Batarians.
else.
Yeah.
Had just happened to be a planet next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Planet full of Batarians who already hate humans. So, he's grounded on Earth.
So the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed there was a little microphone icon in the middle of the decision wheel there, and that
Yup.
is for Kinect, so you can actually speak the responses. But I actually found it disengaged me from the experience a bit, because one of the things about Mass Effect is that the choices on the decision wheel are only kind of a vague guide as to what Shepard's going to say, and actually what he ends up saying is completely different. So
That's
you'd end up
BioWare in general.
So you'd end up saying, yes, Anderson, I'd like a ham sandwich. And then Shepard would say something back again. So it's almost like you're speaking it twice, if that makes any sense. And for me, it actually broke the fourth wall
But then that's
rather than
always
using
been the same
controller.
with the game. It's always giving you a rough idea of what you're saying, but then the dialogue that comes out usually isn't exactly what you said.
And I'm not knocking that, but I do think when you're tying it in with Kinect, that it actually needs to resemble what you're going to say, and what you say almost replaces what Shepard said in order for it to be an immersive thing. But there we go. That's my rant.
Well, personally, I think if you were to say exactly what Shepard says line for line, you will be spending half your game just talking to yourself.
Yeah, but then you could go, my name's Commander Shepard and my favourite thing on the Citadel is... That'd be brilliant. And
Have that as your response to everything.
Yeah, and if the Kinect actually maintained its scanning an object thing, you could say, hello, my name's Commander Shepard, and my favourite thing on Citadel is this lovely dragon plant that I have. And then it could scan the object in, and then you can make money on the Citadel, and it'd be brilliant.
You know the commander.
Must say, Ashley's looking a bit tastier than the last time I saw her.
She looks like she's had a lot of reconstruction done on her.
Yeah, she definitely looks a lot better. I know some people don't like her still, but I prefer her over Caden still.
Hey,
that's the end of
I
it.
stayed faithful to Ashley.
Really?
Forget Ashley, it's about Liara.
Whoa, you've cut something here, Tudor. Everything's
I
in
have.
flames.
I've cut out a long bit of talking, so this part now is the Reapers have now landed on Earth and are attacking everything.
And in that segment you missed, ladies and gentlemen, there was actually a Reaper landed right outside that room they were in and shot a red laser beam
Which
of
is that
death.
one?
That one, yeah. They kind of look like squids, I think.
Yeah.
Whenever I play Mass Effect, I have a hankering for calamari. I do. It's true.
Cybernetic calamari.
Cybernetic calamari.
Oh, you have some strange fantasies.
Why does it have to be a fantasy? I could just be hungry. It's not like I'm saying, I really want to shag a squid. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying, calamari is tasty. Yeah, it would be kind of messy. You know, presumably the ink gland would something happen with it, and then it'd be a terrible mess, and then it'd just be dreadful. But anyway, I digress with tales of squid fornication.
Yeah, you do, because we're actually getting into some gameplay now.
Indeed, we are
controlling Shepard. So one thing people, eagle-eyed viewers shall notice is that I've looked at the power wheel a couple of times. I'm just trying to figure out here what the commands are. But if you notice in the top left corner, whenever I'm trying to use an action, the microphone will either come up blue to say it's successful or red to say I cocked it up. So
you have to say it again at that point.
Yeah, so that's the only problem I found with it in combat. Apart from that, I've loved every second of using Kinect in combat.
Really,
to be honest,
I found it a bit hit and miss. I found Kinect reliable with saying reload.
I wouldn't rely on it in difficult points, or if you're playing on insanity. It's not 100% working.
And kind of getting your squad mates to do things, I found it very hit and miss, I have to say.
I didn't find it that bad, really.
The Omniblade middle finger of doom.
That's the one.
Once you get a couple of failed attempts at this whole Kinect speaking thing, surely it becomes a point that you just might as well have been using buttons.
Yeah, the only problem is that if you want, you can only assign one power per squad mate to a quick button. So if you want to use something else, you're constantly having to basically pause the game for a few seconds and activate it.
Here's a conversation
There
needs
we
to be
go.
said.
Yeah.
Right, so you guys like to play with hotkeyed powers, I take it.
This is... Oh, God. I don't own a PC.
Well, I'm the exact opposite on consoles and PC. I will pause it, survey the situation, and then judge everything accordingly like that.
I mean, I think I'm so used to doing that in Mass Effect anyway that it's kind of muscle memory. That's what I do. And kind of Mass Effect, with some of the combat situations that evolve, you actually do need to take stock sometimes and say, right, what's going on? Where are the enemies? There we go. There's a child. Hello, little child.
Yeah, and I'm constantly Paragon, so this is probably why he died. I was nice to him.
Because you were too nice a guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
this is a lesson in life.
I think he's just be told not to get into the back of space vehicles with strange men. Hello, little... Why don't you come with me, Kevin? I'll take you to the stars.
Easy on.
Wouldn't be very nice. So yes. So basically, long and short of it is this is very much like the first set of scenes in
Yeah, we did
Mass
just
Effect
jump
3.
ahead again. There was a long talk with Anderson then, so I did cut that bit out.
Yeah.
You don't like talking is basically what I'm hearing.
I'm fed up with his voice. He's been awesome for the past 2, but he's still awesome, and it's getting a bit tedious now.
That run animation is jarring me incredibly.
Yeah.
That looks horrible. It looks like he's got, like... You know when you've got severe leg rub at the beach?
Yeah.
And you can't actually walk properly anymore. You've got to separate your legs to stop it hurting.
Either that, or they motion captured the actor with a massive watermelon in between his thighs. I think is the only other explanation.
Well, the thing I found is the FemShep actually has the same animation for running. It looks even worse on her, believe it or not.
She's been getting some Krogan loving. That would be the explanation for that.
Oh, man.
But no, I mean, one of the things that probably watching this as a video won't get across is it's just such a fantastic set piece. This whole first section. I mean, it kind of shows you why BioWare are such masters of role-playing storytelling. And I think that's why, going from something like Kingdoms of Amalur to the demo of this, you realise actually how poor the storytelling was in that particular game. But, I'm so excited for Mass Effect 3.
Oh, yes.
I would tell you one of the biggest differences between this and Amalur so far. The characters in this game have facial expressions. Like when they speak and they say terrifying things, they actually look terrifying.
And they can also act, which is...
there's that.
Yeah.
They've got good voice actors behind them.
Yeah.
Oh, and the camera moves when you're in a conversation.
Yeah. But
I'm not going to turn this into a bitch on Amalur,
That's
actually.
a different.
You haven't done
That's
that
a
already.
different ramble view.
There's another ramble upcoming for Amalur. Matt's going to be on it, and myself. We'll see where that one goes then.
But but one of the other things as well that I was surprised about with this demo was that it does look significantly and noticeably better than Mass Effect 2, certainly to my eyes.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect 2 was no slouch in the visuals department.
Absolutely not.
Although there doesn't appear to have been as much done with the gunplay and cover mechanics as I was expecting. Frankly, it's still a little janky.
Which brings me to a question on the forums that someone posted.
It's almost like I intended that to be a segue, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Undetectable
Forward
segue.
planning.
So, forum member Rinse, Wash, Repeat asks a long question that I'm going to paraphrase. Do you find the cover system annoying? I get annoyed by it.
Yes and no.
Well, yes, I think it's no more annoying than it was in Mass Effect 2. And Mass Effect 2 was considerably better than Mass Effect 1. It's still certainly not as smooth or as polished a cover system as, say, you'll find in Gears of War, which is the obvious comparison to make with it.
Yeah.
But I certainly didn't have as much Shepard doing weird crap as I expected on my playthrough of the Mass Effect 3 demo.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't tried out multiplayer just yet, so I don't know how it translates to a
you
slightly
are
busier
missing
frantic.
out.
Yeah, I've heard it is good.
Yeah, ever since it got unlocked late Monday for Battlefield 3 owners, I've been playing nothing but it whenever I get a chance. I was so worried that they were going to do something poor, or it was all going to be a rushed system. It's beautiful. It really is so much fun to play, and just like the campaign, they've ramped up the difficulty so much. It just makes it more entertaining. I haven't actually completed any of the multiplayer stages yet, but it's just so good to play.
Do you know, it just doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No,
I didn't
it's
get
like
the...
BioWare do something bad doesn't compute.
Yeah, I didn't understand the hit back from the community when they said they were going to do multiplayer.
I think it's just because the gaming community is so jaded by tacked-on modes to games of late. Do you know what I mean? There's been a number of titles which really haven't needed multiplayer, and yet have got it whacked in there for no discernible reason whatsoever other than to tick that particular box.
That doesn't make it bad, though. I mean,
No.
Bioshock 2, everyone hated on the multiplayer in Bioshock 2, but when you actually sit down and play it, it's actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good example, actually. So yeah, I agree with that.
Dead Space 2, you can't really say the same.
No, you
I
absolutely
never even
can't.
tried that out. It wasn't worth it.
It's a shame because the single-player game Dead Space 2 is awesome. So
Oh yeah, it was
good.
one of my favourites of last year.
But anyway, chaps, we are digressing. So, you've probably seen there's a good couple of new... Well, I suppose they're not really Reapers, these people. They're kind of like hot... because the Reapers are obviously the insectoid-looking things, whereas these are just blobby people who look like they've got a particularly virulent form of leprosy, more than anything. That and glowing mouths, and possibly space herpes again.
The insectoid-looking things were Protheans, were they not?
They were originally Protheans, but they've
Yes.
been repurposed.
Spoiler alert for Mass Effect 2 there.
Yeah, seriously, if you haven't played Mass Effect 2 yet, what are you doing?
What happened to your 2010?
Yeah. Oh, you did stuff in real life. Oh, good point. Well made.
Yeah, I'm currently replaying Mass Effect 2 at the moment on PC because I lost my PC save, so I'm having to go through it again just to make sure that's ready for when Mass Effect 3 comes out, which is a good and bad thing because it means that when I get Mass Effect 3 on PC, I'm going to have no one to play multiplayer with because I'm on PC. But I've seen what that game looks like on PC, so there's no way I'm getting it on a console.
Fair
Now,
enough.
ladies and gentlemen, there is a corny plot point coming up here.
Very, very corny.
We need every species and all their ships to even have a chance at
Wait for it.
Talk to the council.
Wait for it. Stroppy child moment coming up.
What if they won't listen?
Rebel.
Then make them listen. Now go. That's an order.
Rebel against the cause. I wish there was a renegade interrupt there where I could just shoot him. No, I don't want you. My bloody dog tags back.
You know what you have to do.
Aw, man. Sucks.
I'll be back for you. And I'll bring every
I love you, Anderson. See? Fleeting look over the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's the secret loyalty quest. Getting shacked up with the Admiral.
I can't believe how incredible Ash looks now.
I know, she's
Yeah.
I
really...
feel less guilty about her being my romance option.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel more guilty for cheating on her with Miranda.
Oh, you
Oh,
filth.
no. You see, Ashley
went for
gave me
the
the cold
easy
shoulder when when you land with that, well, there's that massive beastie, the Praetorian.
Yeah.
Where you first come across Praetorian, she kind of blatantly just gives you the cold shoulder. Goes, oh, I thought you were dead. And you're still dead to me, Shepard. There we go. Oh, that child. There he is again. Guess what's going to happen to that shit, ladies and gentlemen?
Are they doing that horrible thing where they put the slow, really ambient music over some dramatic scenery?
Yeah, and watch, I think we go slow-mo in the video here as well. No, we don't. Kablooey. There we go.
Boom.
You just know whenever a child appears in a segment like that, they're going to die. I'm surprised we don't have a slow zoom-out shot of a macerated teddy bear or something like that. That's the only way that could have been made slightly cornier.
So do we think this is the only point in the game you're on Earth, or are we going to come back for a climactic finish?
This is where the big fight will be. This is the end mission. This is the suicide mission where you need all the races. That's
It's
what I
gotta be,
think.
really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense. It's either that or you wait for Earth to burn out and then destroy the whole thing with the Reapers on it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you reckon that's going to be one of the final choices? You try and the only option is you either got to let some of the Reapers survive and leave Earth as it is, or you torch all of Earth. That could be an interesting choice, but you take the
That
Reapers
would
out.
not surprise me, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have just ruined Mass Effect 3 for everyone. I'm terribly sorry.
I was
Bastard.
talking to someone in work recently about his Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2 playthroughs, and how he basically went, not necessarily renegade, but it was just a bit of an arsehole the whole way through.
Yeah.
And we decided that he's going to have a very different Mass Effect 3 experience to me, because when it comes to defending the Earth or saving the day or whatever, I'm going to have the Rachni army on my side, I'm going to have the Krogans on my side with Rex leading them, and a bunch of other stuff. He's going to have no one. It's just going to be him, and everyone's going to hate him.
I killed off the Rachni.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Boo. Well, I did it once, but only because I needed the renegade points for the achievement.
You're such an achievement.
I have played
Lord,
Mass
you.
Effect about... I'm currently on like my 9th playthrough, and I've got at least one more to go.
Oh my god.
If I get my way in Mass Effect 3, I'm going to completely cure the Krogan genophage,
Let diplomacy play out.
and then within about a year, have them breed to ridiculous amounts, and then throw them at the Reapers.
Actually, that's not a bad solution. Just
What, just throw
throw...
Krogan at them?
Yeah, just throw the ugly dumbasses at them. It's fine.
Oh,
good.
don't let Rex hear you say that.
Rex.
He's not real, Tudor. We've had words
Shepherd.
about this before. Video games are fictional. He doesn't really
Stop
exist.
reminding me! Next you'll be telling me Santa's not real.
Oh,
I
dear.
can't even define how happy I am to see Rex back in the ship with
Oh,
Shepard.
I know. I was disappointed with that Rex didn't have a bigger role to play in Mass Effect 2, even though...
Well, no role at all, depending on how you played it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there is that.
Or no role... Well, actually, depending how you played Mass Effect 1, he might not have appeared at all either.
Yeah.
Kev, if you like Rex, you might love what he does next.
Oh, Rex is a legend.
Undoubtedly. I love it whenever he talks.
Isn't
Shepherd.
he voiced by Michael Dorn, who did the voice of Worf in
Do you know, I was
Next Gen?
just thinking he's basically the Worf of
Yeah.
Mass Effect, isn't he?
He's like, well, we could ask permission to land, or we could just go and shoot some shit.
Yeah.
I love Rex.
Oh, he's on the Solarian homeworld, is he?
Yeah.
So, understandably, Rex, being a Krogan's, bit grumpy at the Solarians because they manufactured the genophage.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can clearly see those snipers have just had a cup of coffee with the way those laser dots are bouncing around.
Even that or a big, strong Red Bull.
Go on, Rex, get in there,
Go on,
son.
chin him. Go on, son.
I was quite disappointed at this point. No matter what option I choose, I could not get Rex to stay on my team. Like, no, I want Rex back, damn it.
Please understand, no matter what some politician might
But hey, I got Garrus, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
One of the things in this segment is quite a bit of combat, and depending on how you set your character up at the beginning of the demo, there is actually some more tactics to combat. Since if you're an engineer, I think you can have a turret drone, can't you, or a stationary
It's a
turret?
combat drone. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know if you can have a turret. It's more of a combat drone that flies around, like Tali had in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure there was a combat
Whoa,
drone.
whoa, 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 stop a minute. What's going on here?
Right, so
okay.
this is the first chance. Well, sorry, this is a real chance you get to give yourself some upgrades. So it remains largely unchanged since Mass Effect 2, although the big change now is you go through 3 stages of a power, and then it evolves to 3 more stages, but the 3 stages all have different options that you can choose either one as you level them up.
Right, so the key differences from Mass Effect 2 here that I can see are, first of all, you've got more powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just on Shepard, or is that on every
No,
character?
It's on
that seems
everyone.
to be on every character. I think
Cool.
that
And then-
mostly just incorporates the inclusion of grenades now. Everyone gets a grenade of some kind, or that sort of
Oh,
attack.
right, yeah, I see.
It's like Garrus has got a proximity mine.
And also, rather than just leveling up 3 times and then the 4th one picking whether you want to go heavy or area
Yeah.
attack,
Yeah.
you seem to be able to level that up 3 times
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So, and then with each of them, you get to choose one or 2 options. So it's always an or, which is really good because rather than just go straight for, like with the adrenaline rush in Mass Effect 2, you could either go for longer time dilation or take less damage. With this one, you'd probably be able to like balance it out between it,
Right.
which could, it could be quite good. Depends on how you play, but they've all got every single upgrade has got different options, and it's, as you can see, it's just changing the numbers.
But if you dilate too much, that can also be painful. You don't want to have too much fibre in your diet, kids. Not too much.
As pleased as I am to see the ME1 characters back on my team here, I'm slightly concerned as to the lack of ME2 characters.
That may be a conscious choice of what they've included in the demo, though, Kev, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm
Well,
just
there's
saying,
Morden.
Well, there's a Mass Effect 2
There
character.
you go.
Oh.
Can't complain now.
Isn't
Morden.
she a looker?
Morden Solus is a permanent member of my Shepard team.
Morden is hands down my favourite character in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Hands down.
great.
If for nothing more than the Gilbert and Sullivan routine he does.
Oh, that's unforgettable. That's a timeless classic.
I can't even say how much I used his cryo ability,
Oh,
where he
so
just
useful.
froze entire groups of enemies. And I was like, oh, well, that makes things easier.
Oh, I just kept using Incinerate with him. That was the main one for me.
I leveled them both up, but yeah, the cryo one is just incredibly useful for crowd control.
So basically, the dealio with this segment is there is a Krogan female, which obviously Rex is particularly interested in nobbing.
Yeah. Basically,
and-
the Solarians have been keeping her, but she's completely fertile, so she can actually help cure the genophage and increase the numbers of the Krogan.
Apart from the fact they'll all be each other's brother and sister, and then be shagging their brothers and sisters.
They don't really go into that in the demo, but
No.
I'm sure someone mentions it.
And Cerberus, for whatever reason, and it's not made entirely clear in this segment, think that's a bad thing and want to stop it happening.
Yeah. So we don't actually know what Cerberus are doing, what their actual motives are. All we know is they're now turned on you, regardless of your actions in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Oh, the elusive man did not much care for me at the end of Mass Effect 2.
Blow up the collector base, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
couldn't
did
bring
as
myself
well.
to help him. He's too much of a... Don't want to censor out any words, so I'm going to say knobhead.
I held it against him that he's Charlie Sheen's dad.
You gave birth... Well, you helped give birth to him.
Oh, I just hope conversation choice with him then is winning. That would be fantastic. If Shepard goes, well, I've got tiger blood, and I'm winning. Screw you, elusive man.
It was nice to see this character back.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was on the
Effect.
planet side of Mass Effect 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, on
Oh,
Vermeer.
this is
It's Kirahi.
Yeah.
Kirahi, yeah.
The
And
one
he
that
gets
gave the famous
referenced in-
hold the line speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets referenced by Morden in Mass Effect 2, where Morden's taking the mick out of him, like, oh yeah, Commander Kirahi, you remember him? He's always like, hold the line. So serious.
Brilliant.
So here we see a new enemy type.
Well, this is an enemy engineer who just happened to be carrying a big-ass folding turret.
As you do.
So they actually, your squad mates actually say taking them head on isn't a good idea. Let's try and flank them. So it's nice to see the squad are actually giving you pointers.
And I would like to see a bit more of this, because in Mass Effect 1 and 2, with very few exceptions, it was generally you are battling down a fancy corridor and there is one direction to go. Whereas I hope more of this, actually needing to employ some strategy, finds its way into the combat in Mass Effect 3. Because I think that'd be really good. I think it'd be good for the game.
I think the second game had plenty of opportunities to play the flanking strategy.
Yeah, it had quite a few opportunities, not a major amount, especially whenever you're fighting the collectors. I found there's quite a lot of times then when you have to basically stay on the straight path.
Yeah. I mean, even in the final kind of sequences in Mass Effect 2 with the floaty blockbusters things.
Yeah.
I'll have a platform, please, Bob.
Yeah, exactly. That was, although it kind of gave the impression you could choose multiple paths, it was actually you were just kind of moving around a big virtual island, really. And I hope the final boss is a lot better in Mass Effect 3 than in Mass Effect 2, because that was bollocks, having a big...
And in Mass Effect 1. I didn't like either of the final bosses.
I didn't mind Mass Effect 1 boss because he'd been established, and he was an actual villain, and you actually fight him once before, so he actually felt a lot more of... Well, sorry, we should actually name him, because it's not much of a spoiler. Saren was much more of a better villain than the final boss in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah. It was kind of like, what the heck? And it didn't even make sense to my mind. Like they were saying, I could understand that the Reapers repurposed the Protheans to be their monkeys, basically. It didn't make any sense why they were making a giant human. So why wasn't there a giant Prothean wandering around?
I think they're supposed to be integrating different. Every time they wipe out civilizations, they integrate those like the primary civilization into their makeup.
Yeah, I mean,
like the tentacles and stuff came from Protheans.
Well, I don't know if that's actually the case, because the tentacle stuff was on other Reapers as well before the Protheans. So I think it's actually mentioned that there weren't as many Protheans to make a actual Reaper out of them. So the Reaper just repurposed what they could to become their organic slaves, kind of like what they did with the Keepers.
Monkeys, I prefer to call them.
Okay, we'll go with monkeys then.
Monkeys.
So I think that is actually explained at some point in Mass Effect 2, whereas humans, because they live for quite a few years and we reproduce like monkeys, or rabbits even, but they just decided... I think Shepard had something to do with it as well.
Or
obviously.
Shepard was a massive fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger films, in particular The Terminator, and they hacked into his video library and watched Terminator 1 and 2 and thought, that's what we're going for.
Yeah, let's just make him 20,000 times bigger.
And they're actually really big fans of Robert Patrick. So the next generation is going to be liquefied Terminators.
Yeah. liquefied Reapers.
And the big robot human dumbass that the Reapers had made did have all the acting skills of Arnold Schwarzenegger as well. Like,
Schwarzenegger.
I can't do an Arnie voice, which is a shame.
Can't say his surname either,
No,
apparently.
Schwarzenegger, that's how you pronounce it, Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
No?
Oh, God. That is a female Krogan. Why is she in, like, that kind of big chair thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it was some sort of pod to keep her from moving at all, but it doesn't. I'm not sure. She can actually move in that quite freely.
Cool.
She just chooses not to.
She's a tasty bit of arse, isn't she? Jesus Christ. No wonder they went extinct. They didn't need the genophage for that, mate.
Oh, God.
Seriously, she is at least an 18-pointer, isn't she?
And maybe a
I'd
few
have to be
tequilas.
severely inebriated to eat.
18 pints and a couple of Coke Holdemol.
Yeah. Picking up stuff. And the other thing you see here is you do get all these little weapon upgrades, although it's not actually touched upon in the demo. In the full game, apparently, there is, like, you kind of modular weapon upgrades. So a
apparently
bit
they've
like...
got hundreds of mods, so you can actually have your weapons quite a few different ways, whereas in Mass Effect 2, it's basically, damage upgrade, accuracy upgrade, and stability upgrade, and you just have to pay to be able to apply them to your weapons with your resources, whereas this is pick them up, apply them, go. Well, as that's what it should be, at least, but you don't actually get to do that in the demo, unfortunately.
Yeah, presumably that you can manufacture them, but if you have to manufacture them, there is the possibility that the spectre of mining is returned.
Mining is returning. They've already confirmed it.
Yeah, but hopefully not in such the same way, because it was...
As a PC player, that does not bother me at all. Mining was so simple on PC.
Although I have to say, the mining thing, Mass Effect 2, in my personal opinion, was infinitely better than dicking around with the Mako in Mass Effect 1.
Much better.
Do you know, I recently, because I'm playing through Mass Effect 2 again, there's a couple of DLC things that I missed out on, and I never played the Firewalker stuff before.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, that was... Did you play Overlord as well while you're at it?
Overlord's great.
I actually haven't played that yet. It's one of the things I'm going to do when I'm towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Overlord actually had me creeped out, I have to say.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
great.
very creepy for me. And it was, in a good way.
Overlord and Firewalker were the only two things I hadn't done. Oh, and I haven't done Kasumi either.
Yeah.
Kasumi's is pretty good. Not
Yeah.
fantastic, but still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The more people I got on my side, the better for the third game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to date, I have yet to do a completion of Mass Effect 2 where someone dies. I don't understand how people manage to have people die at the end of that game.
I had Mordin die on my first one, and it was completely random. I had everyone's loyalty, everyone was good, and the only thing is I didn't send Mordin to do anything, so he just randomly died. There was absolutely nothing I could have done to stop it. So I just literally reloaded the mission, went, Mordin, take the crew back now. You are not dying on me, and he didn't. Luckily.
But it makes you wonder how the heck this segment would be played out if Mordin was dead.
Yeah,
I guess there'd be another Solarian scientist or something in this place.
yeah. I mean that's the thing. Having any number of the crew die, you're going to have some trouble with some of these missions. Probably because someone you don't know is doing it, and they maybe don't trust you. So it could affect it. It could come down to just affecting the difficulty.
Yeah,
which would be quite interesting.
Because I think that's the way the multiplayer stuff ties in, isn't it? It's kind of that doing the multiplayer missions adds extra people to your side to fight the ultimate good fight.
It basically makes the galaxy more ready to take on the Reapers. What I like about that is the fact that you do not have to play multiplayer to get the same effect. You can do everything in single player. It's just brilliant.
So, I think we're getting towards the end of the demo now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that is the Mass Effect 3 demo, which should be, probably by the time you see this, available for just about everybody. I suppose, well, if you've watched this, you've already had certain elements spoiled for you. But it's well worth playing. To me, it does feel significantly better than Mass Effect 2, which was not a shoddy game in any sense of the word. And, this is... a bit me was worried that all the hype with Mass Effect 3 is it ever going to be able to live up to that? But it's just, I think it's just going to be such a sublime storytelling experience.
I think I'll be more shocked if it doesn't live up to it. That's the thing.
And it's female Krogan kicking ass. There we go.
Oh, she is a partner for Rex,
isn't she? Yeah, she still looks like the back end of a bulldog, though, doesn't she? Quite frankly,
yeah,
face like a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Whatever floats his boat, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you look like that, you've got to kind of take the opportunities where they come, really.
So yeah, this is the end of the demo, and go play it now if you haven't already, and make sure you check out multiplayer because it is so much better than anyone could have anticipated.
Is it the new shizzle?
It is the new shizzle. I might just denounce all other multiplayer games just to play this from now on.
Well, there we go. So that was the Mass Effect 3 demo. And I hope you enjoyed our ramblings. We went a little bit off topic from the demo, but that's your lot. So thanks for watching. And I've been care. Dan.
I've been Kev.
Hello, Kev.
It might have been Tudor.
Hello, Tudor.
Hello.
Right. Let's see you with that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.